So now I want to go quickly into Lead Central. And for about the next 15 minutes, we're going to kind of rush through some of the key things that you'll want to do when you receive a lead. And then we'll save about 5 to 10 minutes at the end for questions. All right, so now that we're in Lead Central, one thing that you'll notice is that you do have categories for your leads. So I'll be showing you in a little bit that lead profile that we just looked at, but for right now I did want to walk you through what Lead Central means. So it's just a holding bin for all of your leads. You'll see you have your active categories here on the left-hand side of the screen, and you also have your inactive categories over on the right. So the leads that you are contacting, the first time they get registered to the site, they're going to show up as new leads. And we recommend that you call those leads right away. Hopefully you'll get in touch with them. You'll find out how far along they are in their buying process, or if you're a lender and you can find out if they need a mortgage or not. Then you can go ahead and put them in the appropriate category after that. So for qualify, this is kind of a holding bin for your leads after you've attempted to call them, but you haven't quite figured out where they are yet in their home buying process. You can stick them in qualify as just a waiting category. Then if they're a hot lead, if they're ready to buy now, go ahead and move them into the hot category. And you can just change these categories here by clicking on the drop down and choosing the correct category that you need. And then we say watch leads are going to be about 6 to 12 months out from buying. So these aren't people that are exactly ready, but they're going to be ready sometime this year. Nurture leads might be people that won't be ready for a year plus, but they are still actively looking. Then if you have any deals that you're in the middle of closing that were Boomtown leads, you can throw those over here in your pending category. If you have any deals that you closed, if you actually sold some properties, or if you're a lender and you offered them financing, then maybe you want to put those in the closed category. And then we have archive and trash. I'd recommend just putting the leads that you never get in touch with but do have good information in archive. And then the leads that have bogus information where it's just obvious that their email address is fake, just go ahead and put those in trash. They will still have full access to the site. You just kind of don't have to see them. They're out of sight, out of mind that way. I'm not going to go through all of these columns just yet. We're going to look at a lead profile first, but I did want you to know that all of these columns are sortable. So you can click on things like first name to pull up those clients A to Z, and then you could click it again to sort Z to A, and you can click on any of these column headers. So if you just were wondering which lead you've sent the most emails to, you can see here's one lead, I've emailed him 33 times. So you can really click on any of those column headers, and even down here on the subheader. So like in this registered column, I can sort by source right underneath that. So you've got a lot of options down there. Before we check out the lead profile, I did want to show you that you can search for a lead here. So you can search for your leads. Let's say we were looking for the lead John Hill. Instead of searching through the whole list, I can just do this and quickly go to their profile. If you ever search for your lead and you can't find them, just come over here and click All Company Leads. It may be that that lead got transferred to another agent, and this will allow you to see which agent is assigned to that lead. So again, if you don't want to search through all of these leads listed in your Lead Central, just come up here to the Find a Lead box. And the last thing I want to show you on here before we move on is that you will receive alerts. Just like those notifications that you get through the email, we'll put some alerts up here. So anytime a lead emails you, you'll see these little email icons. This was a new registration, so that's why there's the new box. So you guys will see those notifications. After you're done with them, you can go ahead and dismiss them so that they don't pile up too much. But if you ever get a lot and you don't want to see them, just click that arrow and you can kind of hide those alerts. Mark, yes, you can change categories when you're a lender. One good thing to talk about there is that lender categories will be different from agent categories. So if you are an agent and you mark a lead as a hot lead, that's only a hot lead to you. That's not going to change it on the lender side of things. So we realize that sometimes maybe a lead may be a hot lead for purchasing a home, but they don't need any kind of financing help. So we wanted you guys to have separate categories there. But again, you'll have a column right here for the category. Just click the down arrow next to it, and those categories will pop up. So now let's take a look at one of the leads. I want to go to the new leads, And I'm actually going to search for a lead here. Let's go for the lead Kate Granger. So right now I'm just going to be pulling up her lead profile. And just to walk you through quickly on the lead profile, you'll see her registration information up here in the top right-hand corner, as well as her contact information on the left. If ever you get a new email or a new phone number for her and you need to change that, just click on this Edit Profile subtab, and you can change her contact information right there. So that's just a great way to keep up with your record keeping. But back on the summary screen, we'll walk through a few things. All right, so the first thing I want to start with is the distribution box, as well as the recent website visits. This is just a quick overview of some listings that she's looked at, what types. You can obviously see in the distribution box. You can sort by price, or you can click on these other links to see, well, how many bedrooms is she really looking for? Looks like she's heavily searching 3 bedrooms. So that kind of gives you a good starting point for what type of property she's after. You can also click on the recent website visit links, or you can just come right here to properties. Either way is going to take you to the same page. So on this properties subtab, you're going to see all the homes she's looked at recently. And at any time, you can click on this link, which will open the listing on your Boomtown website. And then I also wanted to call out, you can just click scrolling through these just to see what types of properties she's looking at. And then if ever you said, you know what, I wonder what properties were her favorites, we do have key actions listed up here at the top, so you can click on that. And this will give you a really good snapshot as to what types of properties she was after. On your website, we will not display listings that are off the market, but we do track those here. So even if these listings go off the market that she marked as a favorite, we give those to you here for your reference. So back on this summary tab, the next thing I wanted to show you was just how you can take some actions with this lead. So let's say we gave her a call. She was a new lead and we gave her a call. We want to log that call. This is going to help your broker realize how many leads you're contacting. And you can log the call as whichever type of response you got. So if you actually spoke to her, you can click Talk to Prospect. You can click Left a Message. This is just really good for your record keeping and also lets your broker owner know that you are taking actions on these leads. And everything that you do when you take an action, it's going to show it in the history section down here. So when we go to send an email, and I'll actually, let me find my test lead right quick so we can actually send an email. So you'll see here I'm on the new leads, and I'm just going to click by the registered date because that should be, probably my newest lead is this test lead. All right, so just to show you quickly, let's say we logged a call and we left a message. Maybe I want to leave a note to myself that she didn't answer, but it was a good number. Maybe she, let me know that that was her on the other end of the line on her voicemail, so I know that it's actually a valid number. I can share that with the lender if I'd like. You can just go ahead and leave that there, and it's going to come down here into the history section. And you'll notice since I didn't share it with the lender, it's marked private. But if you ever want to alert your lender about any of those things, maybe you want your lender to know it's a good phone number, you could have just left that box checked, and vice versa for the lenders and the agents. So here we are on new email. At this point, I can just straight up type a message here. You'll see my signature got pulled in because I have that in my settings. And I think someone was asking about spell check earlier. You can just click this little ABC button, and it's going to spell check. And notice everything underlined in red that didn't come through as a word in the dictionary. So that's definitely a great tool to use. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. No need to really send a real email along to a fake email address, but go ahead and we'll just hit send and close out. So the one thing that I did want to let you know is that there are a lot of things you can do through email, such as insert listings and also use template text through templates. That's something that you're going to want to refer to our help desk on. We've got some great articles, and I'll show you templates just briefly, but I won't be walking you through how to set any up today. So the next thing I want to show you is how to set up a to-do. Let's say I called this lead and I want to remind myself to try to call her tomorrow. You can come here to to-dos and select, this is going to be a call. I'm reminding myself to call her tomorrow. And maybe I didn't leave a message today, but maybe I need to remind myself to leave her a voicemail tomorrow. So I'm going to say set this to-do for tomorrow and leave a message. And you'll notice now at the top of the profile, I've got a to-do here set for this lead. The last thing I want to show you before we move on to some of these other tabs is the e-alert box. So an e-alert, I'll show you an example right quick. It's just a daily listings email that goes out to your leads based off the criteria you choose. So here we have the listing e-alerts. And this is just one of the examples. I have a test example, so you'll see it sent me a couple properties, their information. I can click to view the full details, and there's my agent's photo right here. So when I say e-alert, this is what I'm talking about. There's several ways to set up e-alerts for your leads. Let's say we spoke to this lead and we just kind of verbally heard what types of properties they're looking for. You can set up a blank e-alert. And from here, you can just go ahead and check these boxes. And this is going to look just like your power search on your site. So go ahead and check any of the boxes that that your lead is interested in. Maybe they only want single-family homes, and they definitely want a minimum of 2 bedrooms. Go ahead and select that criteria. And then down at the bottom here, you'll just want to name the search. So we'll say in this example, I'm just going to email subject is test e-alert since this is a fake lead. We'll go ahead and select something there. And now you'll see that this lead has an e-alert set up. These e-alerts will go out daily, and what's going to happen is the first time it goes out, every single listing that matches that criteria will be sent to the lead. Then every day going forward, it will be just new listings that match that criteria and any listings that have price reductions. So they won't be hit with the same listing over and over and over. The only time they'll get a duplicate listing is if it has a price reduction. It's a great way to stay in touch with your leads. There are a couple other areas for setting up e-alerts. You can have an e-alert from the search history. So you can click this button here, search history, or we've got another spot for you up here on the searches tab. And this is going to take me to a screen where I can see the searches that my lead has done. So you can see that this lead has really just been looking below Crosstown. So I can just create an e-alert right from there based off that search. So if they have a search that's really specific, that's probably a great one to sign them up for. Now, I do want to warn you, you don't want to sign them up for too many e-alerts because they might get a little bit mad that they're getting so many emails from you. But it's perfectly okay to set them up for 1 or 2 e-alerts. Just make sure that it's really things that they're after. If they're interested in condos, but then they also want single-family homes, maybe you want to send them 2 separate e-alerts just so it's really nice and organized for them. And that's perfectly okay. You just probably don't want to sign them up for more than 2. The last way that you can create an e-alert is that you can have a system e-alert, and this just means that if you don't get to setting up an e-alert for this lead, after 18 hours from that lead registering, the system will do it for you. And that will be based off of their search criteria that they've done and the listings they've looked at, but they have to have at least looked at 1 search and also had at least 1 full details view happen. So they do have to use the site just a little bit to get that set up. And at any time, you can jump start it and just say, give me that system e-alert that you would set up after 18 hours, but just do it now. So at any time, you can just click system e-alert. The last thing that I want to show you right before we move on is just that at any time with these e-alerts, you'll be able to see if the if the e-alert has been sent. It will say the day that it was sent, and also if it was opened. So this is a great way to see if your leads are actually looking at those emails. And at any time you can click edit the search if maybe you need to refine the search criteria just a little bit. You can always tweak those e-alerts. So it's a really, really great tool for staying in touch with your leads and sending them those listings that they're actually interested in. So real quick, back on Lead Central, just one more thing now that we've seen some of the things on the site, ways that you can contact your leads. There is a quick action button right here on Lead Central next to every lead. And you can click the down arrow, and this is going to immediately let you, right from here, log a call, send an email, set a to-do, add a note. You can do many of these actions right here from Lead Central. We really recommend that you actually do open up those profiles and take the time to look at the listings that they've looked at and really research your leads. But if ever you need to just quickly email your lead, you don't even have to go into the profile. You can do it right here from Lead Central. And then you'll notice these columns will start tracking how many phone calls you've made to that lead, how many emails you sent to that lead, how, your to-do tasks that you have coming up for that lead. So a lot of that key information you need is right here in Lead Central. Just quickly to wrap up, we do have a to-dos tab. And this is going to show you all of your to-dos that are coming up. One thing to note is that you will get a daily to-do email each morning that will kind of let you know what to-dos you have for the day, so that you know which tasks you need to start out with that day. Drip and templates I'm not going to cover. We do have a Smart Drip training that is of its own, but you can go to email templates to set up any templates that this will be for any emails that you use on a regular basis. Maybe you just want to go ahead and store these in the system. You can create them right here. And then when you go to email a lead, I'll show you right quick. When you go to email the lead, you'll have those templates in a drop-down. So for somebody that was asking about, can I have my font on my emails always stay the same? We don't have that option for regular emails, but your templates do have that option. So just go ahead and click on that template, and whichever font you've chosen will be pulled in here to your email. We have a lot of great training articles on how to set up templates. I definitely recommend you look at those. And this last tab that you have access to is the Tools tab. And this is just where you can set up a tracking link. So if, for instance, you have maybe a blog and you want to see how many leads go from your blog to your agent website, you can build out a tracking link here, and you can contact support or research our help desk for more details on how to build out that tracking link. The last thing I want to leave you with is how to access the help desk. You can come right here to Training and Knowledge. You can actually click Training Center, and we have a great forum that will walk you through in much more detail everything I covered today. You'll see that these trainings are numbered, well, I guess they're lettered A to Z. I would start at the top and scan these articles, and as you need more information, just really dive into those articles. A lot of them have videos as well to walk you through things. You can also go straight to our main knowledge base. We don't just have that training forum. We have a bunch of forums here. We have over 100 articles in this knowledge base, so you can always find out more information here. And then you can also always click on Help in Boomtown, the big bright orange Help button, and contact our support team. We have a team of support specialists alongside myself that can help you with any individual questions you might have. So don't be shy about clicking that Help button. We're happy to help with any questions you have. I've already shown you our feedback forum. The other thing I want to show you is our Facebook community. So when you're logged into Boomtown, just click on Facebook community, and the groups you have access to will populate below. And I just wanted to show you what that looks like. This is a community of all kinds of Boomtown users. You'll see in my Agents Community tab here that there's over 800, close to 900 members. So this is just a great outsource of knowledge, and being able to ask them not just things about Boomtown, but just real estate knowledge in general. I've seen a lot of referrals passed here. I definitely recommend joining that group, because if anything's not a Boomtown question, just a question with best practices in your business, don't be shy about asking the Facebook community. Everybody's really, really welcoming there, and everyone is a Boomtown user, so you have that in common. So that pretty much wraps up my training today. Looks like we have just a few minutes to our hour mark. So I did want to go through some questions that came in. I think I answered most of them along the way, but you guys don't be shy to ask more questions now. I'll stick around for the next 5 minutes or so and answer all questions that come in. Jennifer, looks like you asked, does your photo increase the odds of being spammed? I think you're talking about when you add your photo into your signature. I haven't heard that before, so I think it's a great tool for being able to kind of show your leads who their agent looks like, especially with those showings. They probably maybe feel a little bit more comfortable if they've laid eyes on you first. They know who they're meeting at the property. Looks like we had someone ask if they can send a blast email to all leads at once, and Boomtown does not have that capability, but brokers do have the option of exporting leads from the system, so you can use a blast email service and like MailChimp or Constant Contact, and just import that lead list in there. They're really great, and that's what they're specialized in doing. We have a really high email deliverability rate, and we don't want to do anything that jeopardizes that, so we don't allow blast email at this time. Looks like, Candy, you asked, how long does it take the first email to go out on an e-alert? That's a great question. Those will actually take up to 24 hours. We send those e-alerts out once a day, so if they've already ran that day, it's going to be the next day before it goes out. But as I mentioned in your, when you're creating an email, you can insert listings. So until that e-alert goes out, if you have some listings you want to send your lead, that's a great tool in doing that. All right, looks like I grabbed everything that came in. But again, if you guys have questions, just click on that help button, and our support team will be sure to help you out. And thank you so much for coming today. We really appreciate it, and best of luck with Boomtown.